Hey, welcome back. So today, we are taking a look at a totally different way to sell your home. One that kind of flips the traditional script on its head. It's all about getting that cash in your hand fast, skipping the usual headaches, but, and this is key, still trying to get that top market price.
All right, let's get into it.
If you've ever sold a home, or even thought about it, you've faced this big question. Do you wait it out, maybe for months, to squeeze every single last dollar out of the sale? Dealing with all the showings and the back and forth? Or do you go for a fast, predictable, stress-free sale? It's a classic trade-off, right? The highest price versus your own peace of mind.
So before we can really understand this new way, we gotta have a baseline. Let's just quickly talk about the traditional way of selling a home. You know the drill. You hire an agent, you list it, you clean up for endless showings, you wait for offers, you negotiate, and you just kind of hope the whole thing doesn't fall apart before closing. It's the way most of us know.
And when all is said and done, what does that look like financially? Well, after you've paid the agent commissions, the closing costs, and all the other little fees, a seller going the traditional route usually walks away with about 92 to 93% of whatever the house sold for. Just remember that number, 92 to 93%. That's going to be our benchmark.
Okay, so now let's introduce this alternative we're talking about today, the Homeward model. It is built for sellers who are really looking for that certainty and convenience. It works using two separate transactions, which I know might sound complicated, but it's actually designed to make your life a whole lot simpler.
So how does this thing actually work? Well, it's really a three-step process. First things first, Homeward gives you a cash offer and they buy your home. Boom. That immediately frees up your equity so you can go buy your next place without having to wait. Step two, once you're gone and settled somewhere new, your agent lists the now empty house on the open market. And this is the really important part. Step three, when that house sells on the open market, hopefully for top dollar, you get the extra money. So you see what they did there? It's a hybrid. You get the speed of a cash offer, but you don't have to completely give up on that potential market upside.
Okay, I know what you're thinking. What does this cost? What's the catch, right? So let's break down the money side of things. We're going to keep it simple, just talking in concepts and percentages so you can see exactly how the money from that final sale price flows back into your pocket.
This visual really makes it easy to see. If you think about the final price the house sells for on the market as the whole pie, 100%, then you can see that about 85% of it ends up being your total cash in hand. Around 7% goes to that Homeward program fee, and the last 8% or so covers all the standard listing and selling costs, which we'll talk about right now.
So let's zoom in on that main fee, the Homeward program fee. That's the core cost for the service. It's usually right around 7% of your home's value. And what are you paying for exactly? Well, you're paying for the convenience of getting cash up front, the certainty that the deal is done, and the freedom to move whenever you want, without all the normal stress.
So besides that main fee, what else is in the mix?
Well, it's basically the kind of stuff you'd expect to see in almost any home sale. You've got your listing costs, that's just your standard realtor commissions. Then there are seller expenses, which cover things like utilities and taxes for the time that Homeward owns the property. And, of course, the regular closing costs for title and escrow. The goal here is just to bundle everything together for a really clear financial picture.
And this quote just perfectly captures why somebody would do this. It's not always about the final number. This customer said they loved how easy it was because they have several dogs and didn't want the absolute chaos of trying to get them out of the house for every single showing. I mean, can you relate? For them, that convenience was the absolute killer feature.
All right, so let's put this all together. Let's do a final, direct, side-by-side comparison. And listen, there's no single right answer. The best path for you totally depends on what you value most in your own life, in your own situation.
So here's the bottom line. With the traditional sale, your net proceeds are higher. Remember that 92 to 93%, and the main goal is to maximize that final sale price. But the process means showings, negotiations, and a whole lot of uncertainty. With Homeward, your net proceeds are closer to 85%, but the huge benefit is speed and total certainty. No showings. You move when you want to move. It's a very clear trade-off.
Really, what this all shows is that the world of real estate is changing. Companies like Homeward are coming up with these new models that just give sellers more options. It allows you to pick a path that actually fits not just your financial goals, but your life. So we'll leave you with this question to chew on. When it's your turn to sell your home, what is actually more valuable to you? Is it getting the absolute maximum number of dollars into your bank account, or is it the peace of mind that comes from a simple, certain, and stress-free move? Your answer to that question will tell you everything you need to know.